We got another super chat question here. Another Black Experience, $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. He said, I'm preparing to go monk. I think he means like monk mode for 3 months. And I want to get over my addiction to female validation. Any tips?
What I was talking about? What I just been talking about this whole what me and Tony was talking about at the beginning of the show. What's your purpose in life? That's what's going. For all you guys wondering how I stopped chasing tail, and before I became a trainer, right? What I would do is, this is no joke, right? I would match on Match.com. I would sit there. I've never been a Tinder fan, and every day I would send out like 100 copy and paste messages a day, and some respond, this, that, and the other, and that's what I did. When I became a trainer at the gym, and I was trying to build that business up, all of a sudden that went away. All of a sudden, I pretty much indirectly became monk mode just by getting on my grind. Because at that point, I was only focused. See, up to that point, till I became a trainer, Tony, up to that point, I had ample time on my hand. When I became a trainer and I did the math at the gym, I said, you know what? This is time. This is the time. Shout out Red Pill Chauvinist. This is the time I can change my life. I need to eat, sleep, and crap in this gym. This is all I'm gonna do, because I'm at a point now in this gym. I did the math. I said I can make $125,000 a year. 120, which at that time was would have been by far the most money I ever made in my life. And I said, this is it. I said, no women. I was already dating a woman at the time, so I ain't have to go out and chase women. But even if I hadn't had her, I could have went monk mode to build my business. And I just live, sleep. And matter of fact, that woman, we stopped talking because I wasn't able to give her the time anymore that I was giving her. I told her I could only see her on Sundays, opposed to when she used to come over a couple of times during the week. I couldn't do that no more. I told her I could only see her on Sundays. Over time, that became the issue. And I said, you go ahead. I'm focusing on this. Yeah. And that's what killed my addiction to female validation.
What was her response when you told her that? I'm curious.
Oh no, it was a slow pullback, Tony. So okay. I didn't tell her directly that. My actions said that. Okay. I'm not that cold-hearted to say, listen, I wouldn't do that. But my actions, nothing. When a woman brings something to you and you don't change, your actions say that. And my actions, if I wanted it to work out with us after you bringing it to me a couple of times, guess what I would do, Tony? I would make the time. So my actions is saying, if you got an issue with it, you go ahead and go on, because I didn't make the time. So what I tell you guys, if a woman wants to see you, regardless if she worked 2 jobs in school and to be a doctor, if she wants to, she can make the time. It might be a little tight, right? But if she wants to, she'll make the time. I didn't make the time, right? And so that my actions said that. But and so, but that killed my getting on my purpose and grind. That killed my, because like I tell you guys, that time has to be filled with something. The reason why you're addicted to females like this, because you got ample free time in your schedule. So you got to fill that time some way. It is not what you're going to do. I mean, there's only so much TV you can watch. So eventually you're going to venture off into something that's not worth doing. And now yours is females. I guarantee you, if you were studying to be a surgeon in school, to be a doctor or something like that, I guarantee you wouldn't have time to think about no women. And that's the point I'm saying. If you really on your grind, if you really on your purpose, you'll see it naturally goes away. I don't have time for that crap. I don't have time to be on Match all day, sending out 100 messages to a different type of women. I don't have time. Even right now, I'm writing my next book. I'm doing this interview with you. After I get through doing this interview with you, I'm gonna go on my Patreon and I gotta answer the questions that they write and stuff on, because I go through all the questions and I answer the questions for my Patreon, because they support me on Patreon. So I answer their questions, which also create other video ideas, by the way. And so that's what I'm talking about. And so I don't have time to let's say I wasn't doing this interview with you, Tony, and let's say I didn't have that Patreon. Well, you know what? Let's go on Match and let's send out 100 messages, because I don't have nothing else better to do.
It's like a dumpster of your time. You're just throwing it away That's
just
tough, yeah.
running away. Or let's go to the mall and let's see if we can meet some. And that's the point, guys. Either you're gonna do something productive or you're gonna do something that's gonna waste your time. The only way you're gonna get over that female attention thing you got going on is to do something productive, which is get on your purpose. So you need to find out, what do I need to do? What am I passionate about? And something that I don't mind working 80 hours a week. I don't mind doing this. Look how many collabs I done did over the last week.
Yeah, you're on fire, man. You're killing it.
Well, the thing with me was I was in a little shell, and so I just didn't deal with people. And I just said, you know what? And I mean, you was talking about that. I don't even want to bring that up, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so I stayed off to myself. And so a lot of guys had to ask me long time. Like anybody who watched that Roommates podcast, the guy said, I asked this guy over a year ago, and I finally got him on the show. And I had just ignored all requests. I was like, I don't want to deal with nobody. I'm just gonna stay off to myself. I don't want to bother with nobody. And I just said, you know what? I'm not gonna let negative people keep me from expanding my business and stuff like that. And so that's why all these things have just piled up, and I just started back doing them.
Well, that's a good example of you being open-minded and kind of active-minded. You're like, all right, let me change this up and pursue something new, which is collabs. Your fans, I think, are loving it, man. They're seeing you all over the place now.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, they exactly. They give me to see the interactive side of AMS because they so used to me just being by myself. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Speaking of that, what inspired you to start the 4 Horsemen of Game?